messages. It promoted the democratic tendencies. Thank you very much. Good morning. The 4th December 2021 presidential election took place in a competitive and vibrant campaign environment. All candidates met with voters throughout the country to send their messages. It promoted the democratic tendencies within Gambian society and a growing transitional perspective. This tendency, however, was disconnected from the structural problems and lack of fundamental reform. The money-driven campaigns and the advantage of the incumbent also led to an uneven playing field between contestants. Polling and counting were well administered during a peaceful election day. The extensive participation of citizen observers, including fact-checking initiatives, helped voters navigate the process and contributed to its transparency. The legal framework provides a minimal basis for conducting democratic elections. Also, there are critical gaps that require significant reform. As no comprehensive constitutional or electoral reform has taken place, previous EU election observation mission recommendations in key areas, including restrictions on the right to vote and stand, challenges to candidate nomination, and campaign finance rules remain unaddressed. The IEC has been held in high value by stakeholders since the 2016 presidential election. This public standing was getting less after court findings that the IEC had acted unlawfully. The duties of the IEC are very broad, but the capacity of the institution is modest. There have also been concerns raised by various interlocutors about a lack of transparency on aspects of their work, with minimal information put into the public domain.
This system, it is installed, it's a software. Mobija Mealonko is a Ghanaian. The Ghanaian Obijeno Mealonko, he wanted to hack the entire system before the elections. But you reveal one of the representatives was the one in communicating with this personal guy. I don't need to mention the name here. Listen, I spoke to one of them, United Democracy Party militants, back in this time. Because you know what? Do you know this is exactly what is happening? Because you know, that was back in before the live video. Because you know at Kenola, going this son, but you either take it and don't be overconfident. This is exactly what is happening. Mark my word. Then not an Ajumala contact. You know what UDP need to do in order to tackle these people? You need to have a radical ideas. UDP nyatala jibosle. So right now, Santeng, United Democracy Party, Altaji, Janibe jibos infiltrate la. Canada fana increase to that amount. Alta Gambia statistics of Gambia Bureau of Statistics. Albarana each region, more jelebije from 0 to 18 and from 18 to this time. Nani will be calculate no. Alias Sambana, compared to this region, these voters, the number of votes may are registered. Alba Frangina Cotonya Maka Wulia for Gambia di Moleja Nebukalala. Billahi wallahi tallahi. If Gambia United Democratic Party, if GDC, they went to G-Boss the director, they are citizens of the Gambia and they are political party. They have every right to get access to Gambia data. Gambia information is quite important. Nindun G-Boss, ye data la soto me alam ke la data ka ke online. Alafo United Democratic Party la militant oleko or United Democratic Party. And in GDC, ye access to that data nyendo. Yaji ninang, yaji be Gambia dinjele from 0 to 18 and from 18 to 100 years. Gambia dinjele eligible to vote these elections. And let them make a comparison between the numbers that within this year, the system moment Gambia election on infiltrate, they will come to the conclusion. Wallahi alina inkumuni mark. This is how they rob these elections. Thank God European unions are watching. They analyze in a broader way. They use a diplomatic language to debunk IEC, the deliberate acts. The information of a flow nyame, voter nyinkari nyame, and in the actual, fanana na film into the correct. Nunto, election akari nyadile. Every polling station, this is how they infiltrate this electoral system. But Nima alone, you train for consecutive 3 to 4 months. January, February, March, April. 3 to 4 months training from December, January, February, March to April. They train them how to operate this system. A system only one few Gambia UDP agents sold many alonko. They are very smart enough to detect their strategists. What happened to one intelligent boy? Oketa mindole. I'm around nyani mafano. Election on yinketa tumamena. Results on yimbe announced that quantity damage be are confirmed. Inina kaito lekana. Itolemen kila fansum bungo kone la private house kono kakeje kwenye number card ne sota nyim police station karen. Inu results on kanale. Me alonko is never existed. This is the strategy, folks. In our results of Canale, control beka kedamento, iko figo letaya insert Adama Barola calling yinkono. Agent all yinkono. Adama Barola pulling agent, they will have a direct contact with that guy, will go letala, if a former man like Kundunila UDP la deputy linyati ka tanila ko, this was signed by NPP. During the collective, iko formo yimboni jele, it will have personal figure formo yin samane yo sign, iko only UDP la entire lanyo kam. But it need to make check, ni UDP winter damento bake, ikamoneke, it will have figure ni ka talale. Ibuko continent ko, ibuko samana ko take. Iko drop le. So UDP la winter damento bake, ani MPP mensoro, ibe MPP tale di la UDP la, ye UDP yin tata yodi MPP la. But it agent onima observant. You cannot understand because UDP la one of the agent la observe. Birina gatumamena UDP over 2,000 plus vote. NPP 1,000 and something, 1,800 and something. But this intelligent boy may UDP la agent or where detect le. Birina gatumamena wrong. Ye paper nin jansi bulo kono tenet wrong. Komen ka falling. Ako ko no, hey, wait. No, UDP in Sotojan. And this is NPP. But we will when you follow to Mamenarek, you couldn't be young Fanda or Yama, you would lot to Wallanyama, you more lot of Ching. Ye any suspicious minds of the Dowd, Boko Latoma. You go to jail. So UDP can be no lalet. But the agent of Minima detect no Juna. You can already use ye own figure in Nati, ya change immediately. When any suspect of the money to Mamena, UDP men's road ladder, you can only turn Yaki and Barotari, you figure into jail. So very results in the announcement. That's where the IT department in State House and in the IT department in IEC, your problem also road ladder, your contradiction of start world. Because some of the figure ni bo delete lale, you can calculate le ya delete. Your biggest imagine on your so that may auto reduce now. Near UDP ta falindamento yota ya umaino si akedomandindi. Yota ya put system on your colonial put as a talino. So nyalaji long break men sort there was a big fee going me alongo karte men be fightano report on men kanano atata for 754. But the remaining balance meant to remaining vote meant to Tanunje, ila data nyinkon, what are 236,000. Neol Bela Nyoko, what are 190,000. So, ilaw long break time on Yunkono, ya try ka figo in a bid down, more jelen in soto. I don't know the jealous of line ladder. Yoreta ya bid down kakiko, ikana exactly amount of voting in sort of may register a kajako, whatever vote Gambia kono. Gambia the women phone register is less than 600,000. Enter can data Yunkono. And in Monument State House, when in IEC headquarters, Monument BJ, wala kanyin data is data sol entanyola. Nina na jibi, ye mistake os rodamento, IEC got double case on kita about the registrations. Because what time on you after the conclusion, the number of people men registered is more than 1 million. It's more than 1 million. So IEC na afoko, duplication on the registration dollar in another dollar delete ye number in delete ye number in dropped till 962,157 or 177. This is how they reach these elections. Problem on arena kedamendo whereby nala give lumena election on yimbe kondila by 2 o'clock in the night. Let's say from 12 o'clock, Nkomanda any update in Kela. This was our findings. And then after 2 or 3, the election was reached. Many people don't understand. But this is the reality. So bring your information on your delete from the registering system. In Arana they talk about the electoral regions. The number, if you need to infiltrate no lanyadi the sang, ning election of the keno lanyadi the silang. The number ning, how can they get these informations? These both teams, the team in State House and the team in IEC headquarters, they have to work together during this election time. And this is how they did. But so, sir, electoral constituencies, election on Inkeradamendo, regional Menialon Kubiria Dama Keti Parita Tumamena. It was 40. Gambia Bay Konomenkadaje, it was 40. It was 40. I'm telling you this. But it was not Namuneke. In another 13 polling station or 13 Femkoletaya inside in the whole of this process, which is IEC la system on you know, IEC la system on you know, and then Yindula Yindo, ye 300 and something from Kolminuta, ya be divide into this 13 region econo. Yes, into this 13 regional econo. Each polling station, they try to put their own statistics. They're trying to divide be distributing to the all of these 13 districts. Very paritaola. The election results after the voting. This other part, party militant from along what is existing. They don't even know these polling stations are even existed. UDP la candidate obijere selected by themselves. Ila agent all these political party men contester ibela agent will be in ladder. Ibe sirila bungol kono. They created forms and election of Kitanyim and they confirm APRC agent GMC GDC agent Holy Quran. Nsenkali Quran ola. Alaji Mamurin Jai has zero ideas about these elections. Yamunege, before doing this, after all these trainings, Gambiano, listen carefully. Listen carefully. This revelation, there's nothing joke in this. There's no joke in this. After this training, Because whatever training ke kana IEC man pare. Very pray the training na silang. Iko IEC go ahead. But ya Kenya did. The first of all, ano barona la timo yi operator nyadi. Itara Gambia Bureau of Statistics le. Ikavadamente GBOS. Institutional men ka Gambia la population of Bay Read. Ayalon ko moje le mu Gambia dingolti. From 0 to 18 and from 18 to 100. Ikavuje officer ni ikavuje GBOS. Nin GBOS nin Gambia Bela data be wala kono, including the foreigners. When they get into the GBOS, ye Gambia data information also. In other long, how many foreigners believe free or bank on income? They come up with that ideas. The IEC approach. Iko IEC eko need 1 million vote lela, including the foreigners in the Gambia. From 0 to 18. And emoji level 18 years till December. When they know the statistics, they have this idea in IEC nada. IEC ko 1 million. Alai mabunja ko 1 million is too much. Based on Gambia statistics. So that was a pushing and pulling. Our overall government doesn't want to support the IEC operating financially. So pushing and pulling, IEC nada tandila ko, okay, this IEC members will many okay, but I don't know about deal on kama. When na IEC la kiamano yin condense katandala ko, okay, but at least Gambia no yin menyanta register lebi that is nothing less than 900,000. But the actual Gambians may alonko are registered at Gambia Konole, ranging from 500 to 600,000, I'm at 600,000 of OC. Then they begin with their registrations. Yela information will be installed. IEC natanala registration time on post date. Yanyorindi. Till April. What time on Konole? It will yell a massing tanga in front of program or Konole. Gambian will never listen to me. They have their own machines. Menka ID card produce. Jumala Munyindi. Ubanku dingome yalongo. Ilaftaka Gambia la ID card la processing in Diala. Wallahi billata la ngai fana program ko back in those days December January kara February kan wallahi na in platform of the ngafa janne they have their own machines me alongo they produce the same ID card a voters card like Gambia Independent Electoral Commission commended ni to ya register e ka enter o database ni ne kono o fana be appear la le IEC la data ningono. But it only prepare for pareta. They targeted 1 million people. Very prepare. Ika IEC la registration on time all about. Ning IEC the registration the IT students. In IEC IT department, there are few people did training in Senegal. This revelation you either take it or not. This is authentic. I should have known this one earlier on, but ninyi mistake man kenyin dol fanatina lola. There are few employees from IEC. Nali ajibe Gambia election on the start lale. I think the UDP government should definitely listen to our revelation from December when IEC decided to cancel the registration, while some of their staffs in Senegal are not ready with their IT training. This is software engineering. Mealongo Market Salala introduced in West Africa. Listen to my revelation. Listen to my analysis. As I am sick, another Samuel and Father, the people will remember this. Yes. This software introduced by Makisala I've been talking to the Gambian people. They can never listen to me. But I hope you will understand some of the key points that is always my concern. Makasala ni software ni introduce. Ye mole training me ya ko Gambia dingol lamu IT expert wala lamuti ye samba ye software engineering ye trainer la how to rig the election in favor of incumbents. If this thing continues in the Gambia, Adama Barrow will stay another 30 years, far more than Yahya Jammeh. If left unchallenged, I have to revise my statement. I withdraw my first statement about UDP. I want UDP to follow this to the last minute. I want the entire Gambians and opposition leader, including Mama Kande, to follow this up to the last minute. There's a solution to every dubious act. This software is installed in the IEC database, and another computer or another office, a mini IEC office left installed in State House. The same IT department installed in State House. Well, in some of the IT staff, one of them is Mr. Ba from IT department. Well, in collaboration, okay. This registration of Gambia IEC. Alhaji Mamunjai has zero idea about it.
Women have been active. Also, their role in the presidential race has been limited. One woman tried to be nominated but was rejected. Further positive action is needed to promote political participation for dismissed groups. Election day was calm and voter turnout high, with long queues throughout the day. The overall performance of polling staff was assessed as good. Also, limited difficulties were observed. Some undermined the secrecy of the vote. Counting procedures were not always followed, and results forms were not always publicly posted or provided to candidate agents. Final results were announced with progress by constituency, which promoted transparency. Thank you very much.
Greetings. Greetings, Gambians. European Union, this is the statement given to the worldwide Dunia Bekono from the European Union. European Union used diplomatic language deliberately to reject the 4 December presidential elections. This shows that the elections in the Gambia is not transparent. The European Union blasts the media household in the Gambia for sideline with the government. And in fact, they call them as pro-government propaganda machines. This reminds me of my program I did in July, in April, shortly during the registration and after the voter registration. If Model Foye remember, I was watching my video I played during this time, which I clearly made it that the IEC installed a new software by retrieving the 300,000 votes Jammeh was questioning. Gambia never listened to me. Now, let's go back to the stories. Macky Sall trained few of the Gambians Independent Electoral Commission staff. The
IEC announced that just 6 nominations had been accepted, the other 15 had been rejected. There had been a brief period of public review during which objections could be made by voters. Interested parties, however, were granted access for just 5 minutes. This exercise was not meaningful, as voters did not have a real opportunity to scrutinize the documentation and gather the information required to make grounded objections. Throughout the campaign, freedoms were largely respected, and campaigning was issue-based, also highly personalized. Social media was employed widely. Throughout the country, campaigns met with voters extensively at large rallies in towns, down to small meetings at the village level. Women took an active part, also they were rarely in leadership positions. Lack of campaign finance regulation added to an unlevel playing field. This was shown by widespread distribution of goods and gifts, giving the incumbent an undue advantage. Despite journalists and citizens being able to voice their opinions, the media legal framework severely restricts freedom of expression. In practice, the allocation of TV licenses to big business undermined media freedom and pluralism. The media rules on campaign coverage provide for free airtime and the right to purchase airtime, but unduly restrict candidates' right to free speech. Facebook, with some 500,000 users, was the prime online discussion forum on elections. WhatsApp was instrumental in mobilizing the electorate, while also accelerating the spread of false news that gave a wrong picture of the campaign environment. The Gambia's top 10 news infotainment pages on Facebook upheld a strong and pluralistic debate. However, disinformation confused voters, while tribal rhetoric shrank this space for a fact-based debate. National fact-checking gave more transparency and made electoral integrity stronger.